Alright, it's time. It's time. Guess what time is it? Loli review, yes. Loli review. Add-in. Support add-in. Oh, so it is a supporter. Alright. So I think I sort of predicted that it will be supporters, and then a lot of players were making fun of me and saying that it most likely will be a warrior. Why? Because she's carrying an apple? No, there's no way. Yeah, it's been so long since they have released supporter, so of course it makes sense for her to be supporter, right? I should watch the English. Oh, is there an English one? Do you guys have a link? Loli! Look at the Loli. If you guys have the English version, you guys can link it to me. I do not have it though. Okay, so what do we have? Proxy leader.
私が誰の娘なのか分かってて言ってるの？私の判断が非常だというのか。だがな説がお前もすぐに
Why does her voice sound so old?
下す決断その重責をな。
I mean so mature. Okay, let's have a read. So she's a supporter, increases allies' survivability when there are more than 2 defenders in the allies formation. So is it an aura or something? It must be an aura or something. So increases allies' offensive capabilities when there are more than 4 magicians in the allies formation. 4 magicians pop. Natus making a comeback. Natus coming back. Boom. Wow. This one looks like what? Attack interference immunity? But it does look like attack interference immunity for 200 turns. I'm guessing it's a aura passive similar to Celia in that sense, that everybody gets attack interference. I actually don't like it because that means you can't use Iris in regular arena anymore. Cause Iris used to be like Iris is really strong in arena as well. Okay, let's have a look again from this part. When there are more than 2 defenders, I'm guessing this is a passive skill. Like what is, like, is it a requirement that you have to have 2 defenders? 2 defenders is sort of easy to achieve. 1 Lucius, 1 Thorn, Glacier, Bane, whatever abuser you are. It's not that hard, right? But 4 magicians though, this is not something that I think is easily achievable for most players. Unless you're like me, you run 4 mages, you might not be able to benefit from this, but this might actually bring back the mage meta. So we have Celia in the mage meta right now alongside with Livia. So Celia, Livia. Maybe players want to start using... Oh! This is where Helga comes in, right? I think this is where Helga comes in. Players might have regretted switching away their Helga now. Because now you have 4 magicians. Helga, Celia, Livia, and then just put a free shot. Just be a free shot abuser, it doesn't matter. Easy. Velter? Yeah, Velter works. Velter? Yeah, Velter, Livia, Celia, Helga. So you will be able to benefit from this. Natus! Natus in 2020, lol. Just kidding, man. If you're Natus abuser, sure. Respect. Well, it's gotta be more than 4. So it has to be 5? I guess we can just bring her in the 4-star. I don't know, we'll see. But so far, she's buffing a single add-in. Yeah, she's buffing a single add-in. And you can see, debuff immune. So she gives debuff immunity, that's very good. What else does she give? Let's have a look. So we have this skill right here. Debuff immune, okay. So she gives debuff immunity, that's number 1. Yo, KWN Cork. Number 2, she gives this skill right here. This skill looks familiar though. Oh, crit ability boost. Okay, so she gives crit ability boost. So we know she will be able to give crit. Most likely crit rate or crit damage alongside. Okay, decent damage. If it's crit rate, crit damage, I guess it's pretty good. Boom. Okay. Veronia version 2. Okay, how about Morgana and Laraposa? What is this do? Okay. Condensed Magic Force. Deals massive damage. Removing enemy barriers. Ignore defense? What? Okay, this is like Maxwell, but ignore defense. Pork? Okay, so this is going to be really good in Novice. Because right now, ignore defense, man. Ignore defense. Okay, we need to look at the condition. Because just because it says ignore defense, right? Doesn't mean it's I don't know if it's really ignore defense on its own is really too good. I'm guessing, alright, I'm just guessing. So let me pull up Maxwell's skill, right? Let me just pull up Maxwell's skill and then we're gonna have a look. And then I will explain to you guys what I think so far. Let me get Maxwell in here. So Maxwell's skill, alright, this is what it does. For those of you who don't know, so Maxwell's skill ignores defense as well. Additional damage ignores enemies' damage reduction effect caused by defense. But it needs enemies to have this. Heal skill type. Right? So it needs enemies to have this. So I am guessing she has to have a condition similar where she needs enemy to have barrier. So if enemy doesn't have barrier, she won't, or else it will be too broken. Like deals massive damage. So I'm guessing enemy needs a barrier and then it will multiply by that and ignore the defense. But we will see, of course, we will see. Okay. Oh my god, a Thailand guy just subscribed to me, thank you. Is that Thai? I recognize. Okay, increases her own critical stats in proportion to the number of enemy graves. So the more graves, so she's more of a late game. If you have good initiator, then she's gonna be really strong. Right? Boom. Okay, not bad, not bad. Wait. She hits Iris. Oh, Iris has Taunt. So she hit Iris. And then, boom. Okay, they didn't really show. Because Iris has Taunt, right? So we can't know if she's a front, or is she a skip, or is she a back. So she could be either one of those. I do think that if you... That looks like Livia Tal actually. It looks like Livia, Frisha, Wester's Tal. Yeah, this will counter the Julie meta heavily, for sure. For sure she's gonna counter Julie meta, she's gonna counter Sui, Sui and Julie combined, and Ephasia might not be that needed anymore with her around, right? Which is why I think it's worth it to wait. But this could mean a lot of things. Let's see. Okay, final thoughts, final impressions. Let's start with the supporter first, okay? So supporter has this skill, increase survivability, and then increase offensive capability. So I have a feeling these two are aura. Alright, that's built into... Okay, so I think she's much more capable than just the single buff, definitely. Like I know a lot of players think that she's a Veronia, right? There's no way she's just another Veronia. It looks like she's much more capable than that. So I'm gonna assume she will do more than just that. Alright? She will be able to do more than a Veronia could. She doesn't provide 100% defense to one unit though, right? I don't think she will be able to do that, but she will still buff one single unit alongside with some aura skills. Like that's what, based on what I can see so far. And then for Morgana and Laraposa, deals massive damage removing enemy barriers. Is it worth to put 4 mages though? I don't think it's worth it, but like if you look at the skill right here, there's 2 sets of skills. One is increased ally survivability, where if you and there are more than 2 defenders in the formation, this one is much more achievable. More than 2 defenders, I think is much more achievable. So if you can achieve this, right, you don't really need this one, allies offensive capabilities. This one is quite hard to achieve because you need more than 4 magicians, so I'm not entirely sure. Do you really need more than 4 means you need at least 5 magicians? And 5 magicians is a lot. Like it's a lot. But depends on how broken her buffs are. I hope they don't make another Helga right here that's like too broken and stuff. But so far, depends on how much these offensive capabilities, whether or not it's going to be worth it. If it gives like everybody maybe like 10% attack, maybe it's not worth it to sacrifice your warriors for 5 magicians. But if it gives everybody, you know, like 50% attack or 40% crit damage, and maybe you want to consider that. Yo, Kaito, what's up? I'm good. Alright, and then we shall see in 2 days' time. Yeah. But for the 4-star, right? She looks really solid. I'm actually quite surprised because we're gonna see first if her skill is actually what they mentioned. Because if it's really ignoring defense, it's gonna be really huge. It's really huge, not just in terms of Novice Arena, but in terms of regular Arena. Because we are seeing a sudden influx of everybody getting 100% defense, and having this can be really strong. Yeah, so overall I would say, yeah, this one, she looks really good. Might be actually usable. I'm not sure, like, well, she has a lot of critical stats that's tied to her graves, and without it she will kind of suck. I hope it won't, but rip Angelica and Adin. I think Angelica and Adin's time and Orphina's time is pretty much up already right now, even with the Celia, you know, being everywhere. But still keep in mind she's a mage, and I actually like it because if you are like newish to the game, you don't have a full 9 mercenary roster yet, she might be a good addition being a 4-star that's like affordable and easier to plus 15 and stuff. What do I want to say? One thing that I want to bring into the equation is I'm quite surprised that they don't come up with a solution to take care of Bane immediately. Because that is one thing that surprises me. Like, based on the 2 units that I saw, they don't really deal with Bane, the 5-star and 4-star. So, if you are working on Bane, or if you're deciding to build a Bane, I think a Bane is still a very solid unit to build right now. Because he doesn't really have a counter yet. There's Ventana. I wouldn't say Ventana is a good counter. Ventana is okay, but with like Celia all around, it's quite hard to deal with Bane, and ideally Ventana you want to move very late as well. But yeah, definitely I would say Bane is still a decent choice. Not much counters to Bane except for Ventana, Livia, but I wouldn't say Ventana and Livia is not really a counter. The problem with both of those is they don't deal with Bane early on. By that time, Bane has already done damage to your team. You don't, unless you put your Ventana as the first to go, but who does that? In most cases, Ventana want to move as late as they can. And yeah, in most cases, Bane is pretty much in the safe spot. Maybe a very safe investment. Ilenia is gonna depend, right? She is pretty high rank, okay? Even much more used than Angelica, second most used after Seto. So yeah, I was thinking of either building a Bane myself. So now, if the supporters suck and if the supporter is not something that you want to go for, just go for Bane. I think Bane is still safe.